We are just days away from the Vikings and Steelers at Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland, and I am so excited to have this guest with me. We have Pro Football Ireland's Mark Hogan. And Mark, the NFL's got to be taking over Dublin right now. What is it like to be an American NFL football fan in Ireland right now?
I mean, you're not the first person that said to me that the NFL is about to play in Dublin. I keep hearing it, and every single time I get goosebumps. I swear, it keeps on happening. It's something that we've dreamed about in the infancy of fandom here. I mean, like, this has been a fan base that's been growing and growing and growing. I mean, I've been part of it for maybe 15 or 20 years, and I keep on meeting people that were there long before me, 30, 40-year-old fans. But there definitely has been a growth in the last 5 to 10 years, and it's just culminated now that over the last 3 or 4, we all started to feel, you know what, it's the place for a game that, look, we know the affection that people from your country and my country have towards one another. To be able to bring them into such a relatively small town or city that Dublin is, the buzz is already starting. After I speak to you, I'm going to go into Dublin just for a quick look around, because it's like, that energy is already there, and whoever's coming, if you're listening to this on a plane or whatever, it's like, have the time of your life, because we're all looking forward to having you.
I love that. What do you think the atmosphere will be like with 80,000 some odd fans inside Croke Park?
Yeah, well, you say inside Crow Park, but it really is a citywide event. And I think that's why the atmosphere will start to build from Friday onwards. It's like, I think if anyone has ever gone or been lucky enough to be in the Super Bowl city when it's been going on, it's kind of like the Friday, Saturdays when the real excitement there, because it's always almost like a bittersweetness to the actual game coming and everyone having to go their separate way afterwards. But when you get in, Crow Park is open air, so it's obviously not what you guys have now with your dome, but like, it is open air, but it's loud. Like, the number for this game, I think, is now 77,000. They've had to lose a few seats. Yeah, like usually it's normally 82,000, and it's definitely electric. So it's like, it's never hosted something like this though. Like, what Crow Park is used for is amateur sports, and when I say amateur sports, you play. It's more like Friday Night Light for your high school football.
Okay.
It's more comparable to that, even though it's played at a senior level, like, you know, actual like. Men playing it and women. It is that you can only play and you cannot transfer out. So speaking of 82,000 people that are rooting for you from your hometown or from your county, that's what that stadium is used to. So that's the kind of atmosphere that we're going to transfer and bring to the NFL.
What Viking storyline intrigues you the most right now?
Well, I suppose, yeah, it's the defense for me, really. But like, I guess it's funny when you're doing any of the media calls over in Ireland right now. Anyone that knows how radio works, they're just putting Isaiah or Minnesota Vikings into Google, and Isaiah Rodgers is coming up. So it is obviously a fascinating story that they got him for on the cheap. But it's like, I suppose it's going back to last year. It's the Brian Flores defense, and it's like, you can say whatever you want about the offense, of course. Like, Carson Wentz is the story right now, but just how they're. Obviously, they showed over the weekend that they're able to operate on all cylinders, and they're really going to be able to shut down some massive offenses. And that's, I suppose, what you have to do when you see what the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers, like, look at what Green Bay before week 3, they're like, oh wow, like, they are going to be world beaters. They are a Super Bowl contender. Then they met the defense of the Cleveland Browns that was able to shut them down. They didn't look anything like a contender. So if that's what Minnesota is able to do, it doesn't matter who they have a quarterback. You know, that defense is obviously going to bring them long ways. And of course, the Carson Wentz storyline. Like, I suppose you guys know way better than me, but it's like, as I get to talk too fast, sorry, I understand the accent. JJ McCarthy is not proven still. And I know that Carson Wentz certainly has a ceiling to him. But it's like, I don't think that, you know, the team has been anyway limited just because they've been forced into a guy that was nominated as the number 2. So that's what I'm interested now for weeks 4, 5, and 6 to see how Carson Wentz is getting on.
Yeah, you mentioned J.J. McCarthy. We've got Coach O'Connell. I kind of feel like maybe the Irish surnames of some of our stars makes the Vikings a bit more of an appealing team for Irish fans to root for.
Well, it's only a shame then that they're going against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have been so good at banging the drum for getting the game to come here. The Rooney family have Pittsburgh. I mean, Dan Rooney used to be the ambassador here, so I wouldn't go start to brag about it too much, only because you're going to get that pushback. But it is funny. It's something that we've used to kind of grow our own brand and to grow awareness of the sport. It was our layup question anytime you go to, one of these events is ask JJ McCarthy, hey, do you have any Irish to you, or asking coach either. So those little sound bites that we've gotten along the way have also, although they were probably minor, they've all accumulated into this big thing that it was actually the Super Bowl when Tampa Bay was there. We asked Sean Murphy Bunting about his Irishness, and just because it was around the Super Bowl, a lot of the coverage over here was able to lean into it. And so you're dead right. All those little minuscule things and names, and hopefully there's a bit of pride there too, that that they know their heritage. I know Kevin O'Connell has spoken about it at London Games before. So yeah, if we can claim them, we most certainly will. There's a flag football tournament coming up in LA in 2027 Olympics. If any of them want to play for us, we'll take them.
There you go. I bet. Thank you so much, Mark Hogan. Really appreciate your time today. If you want to go follow their work over at Pro Football Ireland as the Vikings prepare to play the first ever NFL regular season game in Ireland.